Hi everyone. My name is Vando from Sam Desire, and today we're going to be making Kumihimo. This is a guide to Kumihimo bracelets. So to get started, I'm just going to show you a quick set of Kumihimo bracelets that I currently have here. So these are one of the first Kumihimos I made, and you can see they don't have a start, just a knot and then a Kumihimo. This is an advanced Kumihimo pattern. It's over 16 strings. Don't recommend it for beginners, but it looks very nice. It's quite thick too, and it was easy to make. I think it took me like 4 hours. And the next one with the purple one, I made a knot, then did twisted ties, then I started the bracelet. Again, don't really recommend this for beginners, this pattern actually for beginners, because it's quite big, but it's dotted and it's really nice. Now the next set that I actually have here are beginner bracelets. So these are 8 string bracelets. This pink and yellow one here, it's just one color plain. You can see it's made of, has a loop, twisted ties, and then the plain komihimo. It's very thin because it's just 8 strings, but it's extremely easy to make and it's beginner friendly. Now this one here is the same thing, the same pattern, same everything, but it has 2 colors instead, and it's like going in a spiral with twisted ties too. Now let me show you another one that is also, I think this is like 16 strings or it's 8 strings. I can't remember, but it's quite easy and it also has 2 colors, but you can't really see the other one because it's a light color. So now this next bracelets are the link to tutorials will be in the description. I wanted to make a set of watermelon bracelets, and I decided that I'll just go to friendshipbracelet.net, Google them, and then make them. And I have easy, advanced, and I forgot one. Easy, the middle part, and then advanced. So it's going from left to right. It's the easy, and then on the right is the hard one. The one in the middle is sort of beginner friendly, but not really. There's actually no like middle ground. It's just easy and then hard. And if you notice, there are different styles and also different colored strings for a reason. With Kumihimos, you can customize them to your heart's desire. I think I have another bracelet that's watermelon bracelet that's red instead of pink too. All the ties are different. This one, I even separated the greens from the black and pink. And as you can see, it turned out looking lovely, which is what I was going for. The function. And now for this one, this is a cupcake kumihimo. You might not be able to see the cupcake part very well because of how I'm filming, but this pattern is also slightly advanced. I think it's like 18 to 20 strings, 18 or 16 strings. And now this ones are for the ties. All the patterns again are going to be linked in the description. But this one now, I did twisted ties for it. And as you can see, it's like basic is easy. And I also started with like a box knot at the beginning and at the end. But for this one here, this tiger leopard pattern stuff, I did fishbone, maybe fishtail braids. They're not like your regular braids, and they're quite different. And if you're going to do fishtail braids, you have to end it with either a knot or you can make forward knots or box knots, one of the two. One of And now this is very advanced, but you can also decide to make a kumihimo bracelet and make kumihimo ties. I know. So I just split this one into two. So it's a 16 string bracelet. When you divide that into two, there's eights and eights. So as you can see, it looks like the other previous bracelet that we made, like the one at the beginning that I said was beginner friendly, the spiral and everything. You don't have to make them spiral. I made them a spiral because I wanted to show it as a tutorial for future video. You don't have to do that. You can choose to make them scattered, or you can choose to even make them look like the checkered bracelet it was at the top. Now, this is going to be the last bracelet I show. And this is what happens when you make a bracelet with variegated string. As you can see, it is beautiful. And it goes from white all the way to dark pink all the way to the other side. So now this is our variegated string. As you can see, it's a little longer than the usual kumihimos that you'd see me make. But I did this for a reason. And it goes from white to pink and it's lovely. So just in case you're thinking about it, you can make bracelets with variegated cotton string too. Now let's go to types of disc. So we have made discs where you can make your discs from like cotton and boards. That one I used to do that. Then I graduated to buying this, which are much better in my opinion because you can use them for a longer period without worrying about anything but it getting dirty. Because if you buy a white disc, it's going to get dirty. So now this current one is the oldest I have. This is the second one. I bought it last year, and as you can see, on this Kumihimo disc, you can see more strings than the first one. The first one has 8 strings. You can just count them. You can count them like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then times it by 2 because Kumihimos are made in a set of 2. I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast. So Kumihimos are made in sets of 2. So you have 4, and then 4 times 2, 8. And for this one, if you count it, you're going to have 8. So if you notice, I have 1 string down. It's still going to count as 2 up, 2 down, regardless of the string position. I'll explain why I have it down later. But I have 16 strings on the disc on the right and 8 strings on the one on the left. So you can also see the difference between a 16 string and an 8 string bracelet. As you can see, the blue one is very thin and the black and white one is very not. Anyway, the black and white one has a tutorial that'll be coming up, I think before or after this, but I'll also link in the description regardless. The Celtic bracelet. Don't know if it's Celtic or not, but that's what it looks like to me, so that's what I named it. Anyway, let's move on to the next part of this tutorial. If you want to leave your Kumihimo bracelet on the disc for a while and come back to it, just take the one on top and leave it down. So you have 3 at the bottom and you know that that's where you ended. Or you can do what I did and just leave one space in between 2 of them. So this is the disc I bought last month. Just they came this month actually from AliExpress. I'll also leave that link down in the description. I wanted to try making bigger bracelets, so I decided to buy a 72, I don't know what you call it, boy, 72 disc Kumihimo disc, and it is huge. It's bigger than my palm, but I like how it feels. It's soft, but it's not bendable like the previous discs. At the same time, it has a hole in the middle. Let me just push it out slightly to show you. Wait, push it back in either way. So let me just remove it. You can see that this hole is quite big. The entire disc is big. So, and then if there's also a smaller one, just in case you want to make like an 8 string bracelet. And just in case I haven't mentioned it, there are different kinds of Kumihimo. There's 72, there's 64, there's 32, there's 48 or something. There's also 7, no, there's 8, and there's also the one I have, the 32. So you can just take your pick, but just know that the size of your disc depends on the kind of bracelet you can make. With that 32, with the previous discs, I cannot make anything above 16 strings, or it will be complicated. So now I'm logged into friendshipbracelets.net. This is the place where you can get Kumihimo patterns quick, easy, and you can be very specific on what you want, the kind of strings, the colors you want, everything here. This is my to-go place for Kumihimo patterns. They also have um normals and alpha patterns in case you're interested. So this is what the front page looks like. The patterns that have recently been published. I am going to go to the search bar and customize it a little bit. I'm going to be using a 32 disc. So I'm going to go to the bar and put I can put all the patterns from 1 or 2 to 16 strings because I can't do anything more than 16 strings with this current disc. Well, you can. I just choose not to. And now we're just going to scroll through. I'm going to pick one pattern and then I'll show you how to make it in this tutorial. In this video, I said tutorial. Sorry. So currently, I like this one. I think it's a mushroom bracelet. I like that one. And it's 16 strings, 4 colors. I don't have those colors, but I think I might be able to work with what I have. And okay, I like this one too. So why don't we just go to the next page and see if there's any other thing that I would like. I only want to pick three, and then I'll decide from one of the three. But generally, this is how you like pick patterns on friendship bracelet. Friendshipbracelet.net. Sorry. You can also get an account so you can like save the patterns here, or you can just download them, screenshot them, your choice. Should I try one more page and see if there's any other thing that I like? So so far I have this checked one here. I think I really like it. Might be a future tutorial. Who knows? And then you can see like different details on the below the actual pattern. You can just go through it. You can see what it is, the description. You can get the pattern link there easy. You can get anything you want from like the description part. And then if you want to, you can just save the image. I think it's going to save as a PNG, which is nice. Sometimes it's clear, very clear actually. This is the other one. Hmm, barbed wire. I don't think I'm going for this one. I think I want to see what it looks like first before I make it. So we're going for this mushroom because as you can see, it has 4 colors, and I can also teach you how to cut strings. Remember, I told you previously that friendship Kumihimo bracelets are made in sets of twos. So if you notice here, you can see that this mushroom one here has 2 red up and then 1 red on the one side, 1 red on the other side, beside it, on the left and on the right. I'm saving this pattern just in case you're wondering what's going on screen. Currently, I'm just going to explain it. So we count this side and this side as one, 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 and then that one's half. So the side that you can see the white is half, half. So we're going to cut like one length of strings and fold it into two. That's one, because that one's going to cover like for the red part up. We're going to cut one long length of string and then fold it. So that's for the 2 strings on top. And the other side, since it's just another two, we'll fold that one too, and it got. So we're going to cut 2 full strings for red, the full strings for green, and one full string for cream. But we're going to cut half of that length for the last green and for the white, since they're on one side. I'm going to give you the length in the description. I don't want to put it on screen because I think what I have going on here is confusing. So put those half strings on one side, both the white and the green. We're going to use the green. I extended the green by 20 inches, just in case you forgot. Not 20, sorry, 15 or so inches. And I'm going to use that to make my loop. If you do not want to make a loop, then you do not have to do this. You can just go and cut one side and then it's fine for you. You can cut the middle of the strings and it's fine. I like to make a loop because I like to make ties and it's easier. So to make a loop now, so what we're going to do is to make a D and then pull it through and then make a 4 and pull it through. I'm sorry that I'm not slowing down for this part because it's a little optional, and if you want it, I hope you don't mind, but please check out another tutorial where you can get it at a better view at what I'm doing now. Sorry. But it's basically you making a D, pull through, a capital D, pull through, then make a 4, number 4, and then pull it through. And then you continue making that for about, I like to make mine to be 1 to 1.5 inches sometimes. Sometimes some If my pattern is, if I'm making like a 16 string pattern, I'll make it like 1.25 inches. If I'm making an 8 string pattern, I make it 1 inch because you're going to bend it in half. So it has to be long enough to take your tie through it. I hope that makes sense. So now that I'm done, like I told you, I'm going to fold it, bend it, and that little string that's remaining for making our loop, we're going to use that to make a backward fold over both sides together. So you can see what I'm doing slowly. This is the backup part, and I'm pulling that string through. And make sure you get all your strings inside this knot so it doesn't stick out from any other side. And now I'm going to make the forward part, which is the 4. Pull it through there. And then again, make sure it is tight, secure, and nothing is sticking out on any side. Just push the strings up or push the knot itself up and then pull it tightly. Pull it tight. So now that we've done the loop, we've done the start, what we're going to do is to actually put the disc on the kumihimo. Well, put the strings on the kumihimo disc now. Sorry. So I'm using this old one here, and I'm just going to arrange the strings according to the picture that's on the top left part of the screen. So I'm going to start by putting the first two red strings in 1 and 2. Then I'm going to leave 2 spaces in between each. So I'm going into the third space. So let's do it again. So remember, they're made in sets of twos. So I've put the first two, two sets out, and then 1, 2, 3. Go into the third one, and you put the second one too there, and then count another 3 and go into it. So I'm just going to leave it to be quiet for a while so you can actually focus on what I'm doing or seeing on the screen instead of me distracting you with my voice. Our strings, and we're sure that it's almost okay. I just have to change this part, but we're sure that it's the same way it is on the pattern on the top left. It's fine. So what we're going to do is make sure that when we're arranging them, we still have 2 strings left, the short green string and the long white string. We're going to cut the white string actually to be the same length with the small green string so we can move them around. I'm choosing to weave in these things. Start with the actual tutorial. So we're going to take what's on the top, that's the 2 red, that's the beginning for us. So we're going to take the number 2 and move it all the way down to 16. That's right down. And then take what's on 18 and move it to 32. Turn anti-clockwise. And then take what's on 5 down to 20. Take what's on 22 up to 4 or 3. I don't really remember. Then take what's on 9 down and take what's 26 up. Now let me just explain this in an easier way. Take what's on the top right down and take what's on the bottom left all the way up. Does that make sense? So take what's on the bottom left, turn anti-clockwise, turn to your left, take top right down, and take top left, sorry, bottom left up. top right down, and the bottom left up. Turn to your left, and then top right down, the bottom left up. And while you're doing that, please be careful and make sure you're actually detangling your string, untangling your strings. Because if you leave them for a while, they might actually get really tangled and they'll be hard to untangle later. So, like I said, if you want to pause, you can leave one string down. So you have one up and three down, and you can easily pick it back up and know where you stopped. Or you could choose to leave a gap between the one on top. Your choice. Anyway, we're going to skip to another one. So I'm going to show you how to do this 8-string bracelet. I'm not going to show you how I put it on because it was currently on the disc. I'm just going to continue from here since I've shown you previously how to put strings onto a disc, and this has no actual pattern, so you're just going to watch me. So to get started, we're going to turn to the left, like I said, turn anti-clockwise and start. So here we're going to take what's on 13 down to 27 and what's on 29 up to 11. So top right down, bottom left up, turn, what's being 11, up, then turn and do the same thing again. Top right down, bottom left up. I think Megan Morris has. I did Megan Morris. I don't remember, but there's another person that actually learned how to make Kumihimos from. She has a fun slang, she says. You can go and watch her tutorial if you don't mind. I think I might link in the description too. So the aim of this, like for you should do this as long as you can until it fits around your wrist, or if you want to make a keychain. I know I've done this for a bag zipper before. It's your choice. But then just continue for as long as you possibly can, because if it gets longer, like I showed you in that variegated string, it's going around my wrist 3 times and it's very cute. So try. And now I've gotten to the point where I'm ready to like stop, like I'm done with making this bracelet. So I'm just going to move one down and show you what it looks like on the other side. I don't think I showed you that before. So this is what it looks like here. And now you can choose to pinch that side. Sometimes I pinch, sometimes I don't. Most times I don't. While you're removing your strings, just gently pull them off the disc. And there, that's it. So I started this by making a forward backward knot. So I'm going to end it by making a forward backward knot too. You can choose to make a box knot. I'm not doing that. And like I said previously, so now we're going to make a capital D. Put your like make a pinch it, pull it through, pinch the end of the string and pull it through that. And then you're going to make a forward this time, and then pull the string through the middle of that and pull up. So I just need to do that once and I'm done. And now I'm just going to make my ties. I'm going to tape it down and make the ties. And also before I do that, quick note, I'm going to divide this into two. So I have is an 8-string bracelet, so 4 here and 4 on the other side. So I'm going to make the first one here. And then to make twisted ties, you actually need to divide that 4 into 2. So I have 2 on one side and 2 on the other side. It's just a rough sketch. So I'll tip it down now and show you actually what you should do. So this is it. Take the side you're doing, divide that into 2, 2 on one side, 2 on the other one. Then twist in one direction and twist them on each other in the opposite direction. Hope that makes sense. So if you twist towards the right, you twist them on each other towards the left. Twist individual parts to the right, twist them to You can do it vice in the reverse. Anyone you want. And I'm just going to make a knot at the end of each of them. I just chose to make a knot because I didn't want to do forward backward knots again. And this is what it looks like at the end of it. And thank you for watching so far. If you stuck with this so far, thank you and hope you have a very, very nice day. Bye.